Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about seasons. So this is something that we talk about towards the end of the year, but basically there are 4 seasons that we go through every single year, and we'll just start with one. We'll start with the fall. So we start school in the fall, we'll start with the fall. So in the fall, days get shorter, nights get longer, and less sunlight because there's less daylight makes the air cooler. So, as you can see, the leaves start changing colors. We do pumpkins, some things that happen in the fall. Football season happens in the fall. Halloween happens in the fall. Thanksgiving happens in the fall. All of those rich oranges and reds and browns that you see, when you think of those, you kind of think of fall. The next one, after fall, we move to winter. Winter is when the days are the shortest. So there's the smallest amount of sunlight each day, which also makes it the coldest season in the northern hemisphere, which is where we live. The position of the sun is the lowest at noon that it will be the whole year. And like I said, weather is the coolest in the winter. Some things that happen in the winter. Christmas happens in the winter, so that means you're off from school in the winter for a couple weeks. Sometimes it snows. Since we live in Texas, there's usually not a whole lot of snow, but sometimes it does snow. Trees lose their leaves completely. If there's snow, you can build a snowman. You usually need jackets because it's very cold outside, sometimes hats and gloves. Valentine's Day, which is in February, that's still technically the winter. So those are the 2 big, and New Year's. So New Year's, Christmas, and Valentine's Day, those are all in the winter. After the winter, we move to spring. So the sun was getting lower, and now the sun begins to get higher at noon every day. So the days are getting longer, so that means nights are getting shorter, and the weather gets warmer. This is when you see lots of flowers blooming, lots of birds chirping. Easter happens in the springtime. Spring break happens in the springtime. St. Patrick's Day happens in the springtime. And trees begin to get leaves again. Everything just looks a little greener. So when you think of spring, you need to think of like green, growing, flowers, birds, all of that kind of stuff. And last, after the spring, we get the summer. So since the sun is going up higher and higher at noon, this is the very highest that the sun gets at noon, meaning days are longer and nights are shorter. These are actually the longest days and the shortest nights that you'll have. More sunlight makes it very warm, and in Texas, it gets very warm. The 4th of July happens in the summertime. Summer break happens in the summertime. So we end school in May or early June, and pretty much that whole time you're out, that's the summertime. So you get to go to the pool, you get to go to the beach or to the lake, eat lots of watermelon. Those are some summertime fruits. And there is a lot of sun out, okay? The reason that things change throughout the year is because the Earth is orbiting around the sun. So you can see our Earth is moving around the sun. This right here is the sun. And it takes 365 days or a whole year for the Earth to orbit or revolve around the sun, okay? The Earth is also tilted on its axis. So it means it's not just straight up and down, it's tilted. As you can see, these lines right here, that's an imaginary line that goes through the Earth. So it sometimes slopes away from the sun and sometimes slopes towards the sun in its orbit. Seasons.